getting ready to put some arrows and stuff together here and do a little video on that, but I just wanted to touch bases with one of the new knives that I just picked up here a little while ago, and this is the Benchmade Altitude. I'm sure some of you, if you ever watched Born and Raised and all those guys using these knives, but this knife here is pretty special. Basically a very lightweight knife. It comes with this sheath here. As you can see, it's just skeletonized, the bare minimum on this knife. But don't let this little knife looks fool you. This thing is very functional when it comes to cutting. Very hard steel. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know my steels, but it is a very high quality steel that they make these knives out of. You have to have a very good sharpening system to keep this knife sharp. However, if you do your due diligence to keep up with this knife as far as sharpening, this should last you very, very long time, if not a lifetime. So, you know, if you don't damage this edge in any way, you know, you can always get it back, but it's going to be kind of a trick to do. One of the things that I would mention here also is if you get if you need a sharpening system, even just around the house or out in the field, this Work Sharp portable sharpener is the way to go with these knives. You saw at the beginning of the video, this knife is razor sharp. But with this sharpener here, you have just a learning tool basically on how to sharpen. I mean, you don't even really have to know how to sharpen knives with this thing. You can actually learn with this. But basically it's got a 20-degree bevel built in on both sides of this knife, or this sharpener. And that's what I would recommend if you're going to get the Altitude, is to purchase one of these field sharpeners from Work Sharp. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's got a couple of steels here. You've got your course here, and on the back side it'll tell you some things about it. On the inside it's got some instructional things here. You can also put stuff inside there to keep. On the other side, for bow hunters, you have your broadhead wrenches and things like that for archery. On this side you have a really fine steel, and then here you have a three-way rod. So you have your fine, you have your coarse, and then you have also one for fish hooks. So that would be your coarse there. This would be your fish hook one. It's got the groove down the center, and then you've got your fine. And this one here is set at a 25-degree angle. So basically what they're trying to do there is, once you get your 20-degree angle on your knife, if you sharpen this at 20 degrees every time, once you get that really light burr on that edge, then they claim that 25 is enough to put a second bevel, a really microscopic second bevel on that blade. And then you also have your leather strap here for really fine honing that blade. So very good system, very good system to have with this Altitude from Benchmade. I am really impressed with how easy it is really to sharpen this thing if you're using this particular sharpener. So basically all you do is just set your knife at that angle, and then you'll make your stroke with that angle. And that's really all there is to getting a good sharp knife, is keeping that same angle each time. And with this sharpener, that really makes it easy to do. And then once you do that, then you can go back and hone it with your leather strop. Just run it over there a couple times, just like a razor blade. Okay, so you have basically a razor knife. That thing will cut you down to the bone very quickly if you're not careful. Working with a sharp knife you don't have to force it through meat, hide, things like that. And that's where a lot of the accidents come, is when that knife's not performing. The nice thing too about this knife is it's got, for really defined cuts, really finesse cutting, you've got 2 knurling sets here, one here at the base of the knife blade, and then one up here towards the top of the blade, so you can rest your finger on there, and that will keep your finger for skinning and things like that. So a very well and very thought out blade. And like I said, do not let the simplicity of this knife fool you. This is probably one of the best blades out there that you can get. The orange blade is exclusively Cabela's brand. You can get this in a black, I believe. So if you're not liking the orange, you can actually get it in black. The orange though is exclusively Cabela's. It comes with this really nice sheath. This is basically a neck knife. It's Kydex. Slip it in, lock it in. I put a lanyard on this 550 paracord and made it a adjustable paracord lanyard on this. One of the things that you want to keep in mind with this blade and any hardened steel, real hard steel, is that you want to keep a good sharp edge on that blade at all times. So every time that you use it, you want to be sharpening it and honing it, keeping that blade true. Once you lose sharpness with something like this, it's very hard. It can be done, but it's very hard to get that blade sharpness back. But yeah, this is really a special knife, and this knife will run you about $199, basically $200. So worth every penny. And lightweight, good for the pack, good for around your neck. If you're packing in long ways in and you're trying to count ounces, I'll put a link in the description for you, and you can kind of do some of your own looking into this knife. One of the other things I want to mention here with this video, another shirt from Gorilla Wear that I have on here. This is once again a really nice quality shirt. They do not shrink. They have a ton of different designs and ideas for their shirts, so if you get a chance, check them out. I will put the link of this company in the description, and you can find their website. And if you want to check out their shirts, by all means go do that and help those guys out. It would be much appreciated. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully this will help you kind of decide whether or not to make that purchase of this blade. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. Before you decide to sharpen this, do your homework and do some background checking on the proper ways. If you're not familiar with sharpening knives, get familiar with that process, and it will make this knife's lifespan a lot longer if sharpened and kept up properly. So the Benchmade Altitude. So thanks for watching. We will catch you on the next video.